Okay, this is now I think my 5th time trying to record this video. If I don't run into a problem, another problem, it will be a miracle. So first thing I want to inform my fellow classmates of is that I have started a Google Calendar, which you can go ahead and subscribe to. Um, you can subscribe as a guest, and you can actually modify this event if you want to, and that basically allows you to add a reminder if you want. You can add a reminder one day before um, this homework is due that it's due. So good little tidbit there. So hope you subscribe. Um, Basically, I'm tired of repeating this, so I'm going to just pause the video with an annotation. You can read it and saves time anyway. Okay, so let's get into it. I have two class files which we've basically typically been doing throughout this semester, and I don't think he would want us to go ahead and have this on one class file anyway, since we've been learning how to separate it into other methods. But I mean, you do whatever you want. The goal of the program is only to get this guess number game going on. So let's go through my various methods here. I have a constructor method, which we can see the code in. I called this random library, which basically allows me to choose a random number. So I create my random number object generator, and through it, using this syntax, um, this allows me to have a random number chosen between 1 and 1,000, and calling the set random num method, with this parameter going on, um, basically allows me to set the random number here. I could also show you my set user input method, because it's different. I have a cheat going on. If the user inputs this number specifically, it will show the random number. And I mean, you don't need it. This random guessing game, it's according to the directions, it lasts 10 rounds, and within the 10 rounds you should be able to guess the number, mathematically speaking. And I mean, you can just think about that for a while. But I'm an impatient guy, so I just want it right away. So here, let's see, we have our set methods. That was simple. Now I didn't even provide any get methods. I should do that. But in any case, I have a Boolean method here, which allows you to validate the user input, and basically it validates the user input, determines that if the user input is a number between 1 and 1,000. If so, I think I did something funny with this one. I think I had a return false if it was so, return true if it was not. I don't know what I was thinking, but hey, I'm tired. It's around 2 o'clock in the morning. Here we have a compare numbers Boolean method, and again, if the random number is higher than the user input, return false. If the user input is higher than the random number, or vice versa, lower, you get the point, it'll return false. But if it is equal, then it will return a true. And I guess you could actually implement that if it's if random number is equal to user input, return true, otherwise return false, and that would simplify things, I'm sure. I also have a counter method, and this is special because you'll see it's a Boolean returning method. Maybe you expect that to be an integer, I don't know. But no, we have a private instance variable counter that keeps track of the amount of turns that the user has done, and this display counter allows the user to see what turn he's currently in. And this method basically determines, it counts up each time, it increments the counter each time it's called, and once the 10th round is reached, it returns a true, which of course this game only lasts 10 rounds, so it should end the round. So this yes or no prompt, if the user inputs Y or N, basically to continue the game, because this program's supposed to have the capability of allowing the user to continue the game. So I only got a couple minutes, 1 minute left, so let me rush through this. Call my scanner library, input buffer, object to capture user input, called my guest number constructor object there. First thing I do is I enter this outer loop. This loop will run as long as the user wants to play the game. Guest number object, this resets the counter to 0 because it keeps track of the amount of rounds that's going on. So you can't go to round 12, 13 if it's a 10 round game. Alright, informs the user of what's going on, guest number. We go into the loop. We display the counter, which displays a turn. Input the number. Capture user input, set user input number. If it's a valid input, basically if it's not right, it'll return true and display the error message, and it will continue the loop, basically not even reaching this point. That was pointless, because if the numbers are right, if random number is the user input number, that means I got 30 seconds left, then it will display right. Thanks for playing. A yes or no prompt. Basically if they want to continue, it will be stored in this temp variable, and we'll continue the loop. So let's see if I have time to run a quick run. Input number negative 999 865. Hooray. Yes. That ends the game, and I'm done.